All right. I'm here with Liz Brown. Hi, Liz.
Hey.
Hey, girl. So you are an agent and you're in 3 different states, Oregon, Washington, and Virginia.
Correct.
Now, I don't know if people know the map and where all those states are, but I wouldn't say that Oregon is close to Virginia.
No, it makes no sense at all. How it makes sense is used to live right on the border of Oregon and Washington.
Okay.
So we covered both of those. There was a river in between it, the Columbia River. And so I covered Washington and Oregon. So I was licensed in both. And then when my husband got a new job, we moved to Virginia. Well, I didn't stop selling houses over there. And most of my organization with EXP is also there. So why would I give up my license? That makes no sense. So I sell houses all over.
But so many agents do. They think, okay, if I move or if I have a spouse that moves often, then I can't be a real estate agent. Is that, now you've been an agent for 6 years. How long have you been at EXP?
4 years.
4. Is being licensed in those different states one of the reasons that you came over? Or can you share with us like your process of why you decided to come to EXP?
So I consider it a gift from God, frankly.
Hey, boom.
I do. If anyone asks me, that's my answer. Is I literally, when I was moving to Virginia, I did not want to come. I was not doing it, but I decided that that's what should happen. And so
life.
I made life choices, and so I was going to do it. And my business in Oregon and Washington was just starting to pick up, and I was really doing a lot of business. And I had stayed there for the summer to pay for the move because the company that my husband's job was with, they weren't paying for it. So someone had to, so I needed to sell some houses. So when I came here to look for a house, one of the houses happened to be with EXP. And so that agent I was talking to, he was like, this is great. You're going to love it. Come be in our team, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fine. Like, I literally was like, fine. I didn't know what EXP, I didn't get it. No, like, fine. That's where I was. So I just did it. And it was probably a year later that I was like, oh, I went to Vegas and I went to a Brent Gove thing because I was like, I think this is a thing, but I need to figure it out for myself. So I just hopped on an airplane, flew to Vegas, sat down in a room where I didn't know anybody. I just went.
Yeah. And
I happened to sit right beside, I really feel like life happens as it should. So I sat down beside one person. I was like, the vibe's off here. So I got up and walked 2 rows forward and sat back down and happened to sit by Jesse Zorski. He's a guy in San Diego. Okay. And he and I are really good friends now. And we do a lot of like, he's basically my EXP coach at this point. So we talk every day on the phone together. We're totally in it together. We love it. We're obsessed with it. And it kind of snowballed into this thing that has changed my life forever.
That's awesome.
I do more deals and sell more real estate all across the country, where when I first started selling real estate, I saw this much of it, right? Like it was just like,
yeah. I want to dive in on that just like for 2 seconds, because that's the thing, right? Like most people, if they have to move for one reason or the other, or they want to move, they think that they have to give up their business. So how did you, because you didn't know what you were saying yes to. So like, what was your plan?
I didn't have a plan.
Okay, good.
The plan was to move to Virginia and to keep my license there because I had so many friends and family and I'd done enough business that if I needed to, I would just fly back. I was just going to go back and forth until I got this Virginia thing going. But the Virginia thing, the price point in Virginia was so much less than the price point in Portland that it made more sense for me to fly back and forth than it was to sell in Virginia. So is that what happened? Not really, but that was the plan in my head.
So was the company that you were with in Oregon and Washington, were they also in Virginia? Like, was it possible to stay with the same company?
No, they were just a small brokerage.
So you would have had a new brokerage anyway?
Yes.
So you would have either been, which is what most people do, they license themselves at 2 different brokerages, but you don't. You just have EXP.
I don't. No, I brought them to EXP.
Yeah, right.
So once I figured out what EXP was, I was like, oh, you guys need to hear about this. And it was a little scary because they were my brokers and I was the new kid, right? I'd only been selling real estate for 2 years, maybe 3 at that point. And I was like, hey guys, you need to check this out. And they're like, it's dumb. No. wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Wait, never mind, Liz, we're in. I'm like, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
now all of my friends that were in Oregon and Washington, now we all sell real estate together and we go on vacations together, and it's like, whee!
Amazing. That's so fun. And what a like, it's so funny that you had no idea what you were saying yes to, and it just like happened.
It has changed my life completely. And when I share it with other people, I try to really, I want them to see what I saw, which was at the beginning. It was like, so
Yeah.
what?
Right.
So what? Isn't this the same as everything? But now that I'm in it,
Yeah.
and the people that I'm associated with, and this thing that we're building is just so, like, I love the people that I'm with, and I love the people at EXP.
Why is it different? Why does it matter? Because I 100% agree with you. And I'm like, I have trouble explaining it. And it is after you've been here, like, I didn't realize it either. It took me, I'm a little more hard-headed than you. So it took me about 2 years before I was like, oh,
This is a thing. So here's an example. I get on a call every morning with Jesse, who's my friend, and he gets up at 5:15 in the morning. He's in California to do an accountability call with agents from all across the country.
Nice.
And I have no association with him at all.
Nice.
I'm not linked to him in any way, right? Just some random dude, right? And he does it Monday through Friday, rain or shine, sick, dead, whatever. He gets up and helps all of us
and
do better.
Like, he's not your coach.
He's not, I'm not giving him any money. I'm not giving him, he just does it out of the goodness of his heart, because he wants me to be good, because when I'm good, he's good and the company's good.
Right. And that, I think that is like the unusual piece. And everybody says like, yes, we all work together or whatever, but like working together in your brokerage of maybe 10 or 200 people is not the same of working together with over 60,000 people. Right.
Yeah. Another example, this morning, I do accountability calls with my organization. And so we were on there this morning, and there was probably 10 of us, and we go through, okay, this is what we're going to do this week. This is what we struggled with last week. This is what we need help with this week. And then we went on to, I'm really big in social media. And so I said, okay, what are we going to do this week to be different?
Yeah.
How are we going to show up on social media so it actually does attract what we're trying to attract? Right. And I just gave them all my ideas. I said, here's what I did this morning. Run with it. Like, copy it. Go. Be great, right? I don't have to worry about if I do good, then and if they do good, then it's not good. Like, they're going to steal my, like, there's none of that weirdness there. I just am like, go be great. Use all these ideas.
Yeah. This worked for me. It should work. It should work for you. So do exactly what I did, and that's it. Right. It's fascinating. If you could tell people that are kind of on the fence about EXP, give us like one or two things that you didn't know that you wish you knew, or something like that. Like, what would you say to them?
So it might relate to some people. So I'm the kind of person that says yes and figures it out later.
Yeah, we can see that.
I'm just like, wee, right? And so my husband is not that way at all.
Thank God. So,
yes, right? Hold it together. So we were doing our taxes last year, and he comes in with my W-2 or my 1099.
Yeah.
And he says, Liz, have you opened this? And I'm like, no. Like, no, there's money in the bank, whatever, right?
You don't open any mail, I'm sure.
I don't get the mail. So he opens it up and he's like, Liz, what's this? And I'm like, I don't know, what is this? And he's like, did you look at this? I'm like, no, I didn't look at it. He's like, how did you make this much money? And I was like,
I don't know.
Is it that much more? He's like, Liz, this is crazy. So the other income that I get with EXP, as far as the rev share and the stock, it just is, it's for doing the same thing that I do anyways, right? I still sell the houses. Yes. I still go on the listing appointments. I still deal with the buyers. I'm not doing anything special. Right.
Yes.
What I am doing is building this organization on the side, right? But not everybody does that. Not like 5% of us.
Yeah.
Like really, I'm the weird one, right? Like most people we're just selling houses, but just for doing the same thing that I've always done, my husband fell on the couch and was like, "What's happening here?"
He's like, keep going.
Keep going, right? So there was that. The next thing was, I went to Vegas 2 weeks ago to the Exp Conference, and my best girlfriends are all with Exp now. Now all of them are, right? Like my best.
Yes.
We all started selling real estate together in Oregon and Washington, and we were all sitting together at dinner, and I could see how it has changed all of their lives.
Yes.
And I just want to like burst into tears because they see it now and they almost don't need me, right? Like, like I was pulling that, like, come on, it's great. And now we were all there together and we were having such fun together, and we could all run together where we were not running together before. We were like,
yeah,
you know,
even if you are like like a more collaborative person in general, right? And you work together, it's still, you're not building the same momentum as you are, because you have to do like double the deals if you're going to make more money and work together. But at EXP, that's not how it is, because of the additional income you can create and help each other do. It's crazy. I feel you. It's
I'm so obsessed with it, like so obsessed that people,
annoying, I'm sure, to everyone around.
At this point, people are like, Liz, and I'm like, you're either gonna join me or you're gonna tell me to never call again. That's where I am in this world. Like some of them are like, Liz, will you ever stop?
No,
why would I stop? I'm obsessed.
Well, it's like it's everything, right? Like if you find this like really good restaurant and you love it, you tell everyone about it. Like and this is like, okay, this can literally change your life. Like a good restaurant will not change your life, but like this can literally change your life. Like literally, like I owe it to you to tell you about it 100 times until you hear me.
And if you don't hear me, that's okay too, but I'm still going to tell you.
Yeah, because one day you might hear me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to help you.
I do. I just got off the phone with an agent, and she
said I never said anything. That's
right. That is not going to happen to me. No,
definitely not going to happen to you. I love it. What were you saying? You're on the phone.
So, I just got off the phone with a sweet agent, and she said to me, I just want you to know I'm already in. I go, you're already in? She goes, I'm in. I trust you. I go, you met me on the internet. She goes, it doesn't matter. I trust you. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
She goes, I know this is weird. This whole thing is weird, but I believe it. And I'm coming. I'm like, okay.
She sounds like she's joining a cult. That's not what's happening here.
Funny. I go, did you tell your husband you met me on the internet?
That's funny. I guess it's better than like Craigslist. Is it better? I'm not sure. Met you on TikTok or Craigslist, which is better?
I've met some really great people on TikTok.
True that. I hear you. Well, Liz, I really appreciate you sharing like all your energy. And I know that like, I'm sure that we sound crazy, but it really is like this, right? Like I literally just reached out to you and said, and I found you on TikTok. I was like, hey, it was Instagram, but you had you know how it works. So I was like, hey, will you do a video with me? And you were like, yeah, I'll do all the videos, whatever you want. And I was like, okay, I didn't even ask you what I wanted. You were like,
I don't care.
Problem.
I just say yes and I figure it out later. That's my whole life.
I love it. It's perfect.
It is perfect because if you say no, then you just don't know. But if you say yes and you figure it out and you're like, no, later, you can say no later.
You can always say no later. It's fine. It's fine. So if people do want to learn more about EXP or they have a referral for you in Washington, Oregon, or Virginia, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
You can find me very simply on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. And it's Liz Brown Realtor Daily. Or, of course, there's the website, but I would literally just go into my DMs, Liz Brown Realtor Daily. I pop up super quick, and that's how you find me.
Easy peasy. I love it. Well, thanks for being on. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Have a good one.